Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Crafty Hour 90. This is Deanna with Clipper Street Scrapbook Company, and we're going to create a couple of cards today using the brand new release that is called Clementine. And Clementine is a release that is from Spellbinders. So we're super excited to be playing with this line today. I am just going to give you a few minutes. We're going to get everybody on board here. I've got us there. And then we're going to get started. Just give you guys a couple of minutes. So if you are watching this on replay and you wish to jump ahead a minute or two, feel free. We're just going to wait until everybody gets on board here. And while we're waiting, let me just bring this up. While we're waiting, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the release that is called Clementine. And it is a beautiful release. It's very eclectic, if that makes sense. It is a lot of very random ones that kind of come together in a great way. So I'm going to show you a couple of little sneak peeks out of the catalog of some more ideas. You can find these on the Spellbinders website if you're interested. I do love this one. And I love that they have cut this hello apart. I did not do that, but that's a great idea. Here is another one that is using the puffy stickers. That hello is a puffy sticker, which is amazing. And here is another one with some of the frames that I wanted to show you. So there is a few little extra products that you may have got. I was just talking about those puffy stickers, and these are the puffy stickers. They're very muted, which I like because that means they go with kind of everything. So you can see here that hello was what they used on this card. You have everything else to make that card. You have the plaid paper, the wood paper, the die cuts, but I thought that was kind of a nice little add-on. There's lots of words on the puffy stickers if that is something you are interested in. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was the chipboard embellishments, which are these. Oh, I've got a little elastic around there. And these have some gold foil on them, which is gorgeous. That is where you'll see that little window. And that window is what is right on here. It looks like they put some vellum behind there, which I love to do. So again, you can make that card fairly easy. It is just with the chipboard. Can you ink the puffy stickers? If, Kelly, you use a StazOn, it will work. So these have a little bit of a coating on them, so the ink will not set in. They will just sit on top. But if you use StazOn ink, which does come in multiple colors, very easy to use. And a little trick I don't use often, but if I do want them all black, because, you know, black stands out really well, then you will want to use a Sharpie. That's all you need to do is if you want that word to say family as a Sharpie, what I do is I leave it on the carrier sheet. So the carrier sheet is that plastic that it's on. You can, of course, cut it. Then I take my black Sharpie and I just color them. And Sharpie, of course, will work on that kind of a surface too. I just find a lot of the normal inks like dye and pigment, they just stay on top because of that coating. Chipboard, of course, you can color those very easily. And that might be all the samples. Yeah, I just want to show you a couple of those while we're waiting to get on board. Good morning, everybody. There is also the chipboard frames, and they have some different shapes in here. These are fantastic for scrapbookers because they are bigger, but they're also fantastic for, of course, shakers, right? We all love to do that. Now, the last thing I want to show you, which, of course, I absolutely love, is these acetate butterfly and bows. And these are three-dimensional, as you can see, and they are stickers. I did not put mine on yet. I am going to do it after, but just because this was an add-on purchase, I did not do it. But you can see how all these colors are going to go absolutely gorgeous with these. One of my favorite things are these little acetates. We don't have a lot left. Reach out to your home store and we can see if we've got some for you. All right, so today it's 10 o'clock. We are going to get ready to start. Today we are working on Crafty Hour number 90. And in Crafty Hour number 90, we gave you a full paper pad, which had a lot of product in there. I think there's 40 sheets in there. And then we gave you 2 die cut packs. We gave you the sentiment pack that has 124 die cuts. Oh, that's a lot. Let me open mine here instead. This is my extras. And then we also gave you the other die cut pack, which is the ephemera. And that too has 124. So you have 248 die cuts. And we love these because they do come with 2 per pack. So part of your homework was to pull the die cuts. So let me put this away. And if you missed out on this Crafty Hour, I know we just have maybe 5 left. And Courtney, reach out to her if you are interested and you are a customer of Scrapbook and Memories. So I had you pull your homework. Hopefully you've done that because with 248 die cuts, that makes it a little challenging. And then I also had you do a little bit of prep work. So for card number 1, this is the one that we are going to start with first. And it is what I call my traditional layered card. We are going to need a card base. So that is an A2, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I have the fold at the top just because that's the way I like it. Not right, not wrong. You can have it with the fold on the side if you wish. And then I requested foil. Now, of course, you can use cardstock. I'm going to use the teal foil on it because it works beautifully. You can also use gold foil or silver foil, whatever is your choice. So that's all you needed for card 1. So we're going to get started right away. Now I'm going to just put my die cuts away for a moment, and we're going to start with the card. We're going to give it a good, nice fold on there. So let me just do that. And then we're going to take our foil, or if you chose cardstock, it should fit onto the card nicely. If you did that measurement, it should fit. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on. All right. Real easy. And then we're going to start cutting some paper. All right, that goes like that. I'm going to set it off to the side to dry, and I'm going to bring in some papers. So let's pull all 3 papers first. We've got this gorgeous, this is a really pretty blue. It's almost like a cornflower blue. So we're going to use this one. It's got some almost like little petals or little flowers on it. So I want you to find this one. I want you to find this beautiful floral one. And then I also want you to find the pink gingham. And we're going to use this on both cards. So very important that we cut together. All right, so I'll give you a few minutes. We have 3 papers that we are going to cut, and we'll do those together. We've got our blue, we've got the floral, and we have the pink gingham. Those are the 2 that we are going to use first. Okay. So we're going to start, nope, that's not what I want. That's what my card measures. Oh, Deanna, let's just get rid of that. My card is that, I was thinking. 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so we are going to start with this blue one. Now, there is a pattern to it. So whatever way you like the pattern to go, I am going to have my pattern going this way. But if you really want, you can have your pattern going sideways. It's totally up to you, your call. And we're going to put it into our trimmer, right way up, whatever is right way for you. And we're going to cut it at 4 inches. So I'm going to slide it over. I'm going to take it to 4, and I'm going to cut. This is a 6 by 6 paper pad, of course. I'll put my scraps over there. So first cut is 4 inches. And then the second cut, we'll turn it, will be 5 1/4. 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4. Let's have a peek. It should fit. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, so go ahead and glue that together. You should just see a little bit of your mat all the way around. Just a skinny little border. Okay, get that glued on. This is a super easy card. It is really going to feature the die cuts, which are gorgeous. Okay, so we have that one glued on. We'll just give it a sec for that to take. And then I want you to go to the next paper, which will be that plaid. Okay, I'll leave that there for 2 shakes. We'll find that one, and that's going to be the next one. Oh. Ooh, maybe I'll put that there. All right. So with this plaid, we're going to use every little bit. As I mentioned, we're going to use some of it now and some of it on the next card. So we're going to cut this together so that we have the right amount left. Now, of course, there's no right or wrong to this, whatever direction. And we're going to take it to 3 1/4. Now, be very careful. Measure twice because this paper here that cuts off is for card number 2. So 3 1/4, let's take that right on the line. The part that falls off, I'm going to put with my card number 2, which is off to the side. And I have a piece that measures 3 1/4. 3 1/4. That 3 1/4 piece is going to trim down to 4 3/4. So 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. That is that plaid piece. Now we are going to glue this flat, and it is going to go right to the edge of the right-hand side paper. Now I still see foil on the right-hand side. We're going to even it top to bottom. So it's going to be offset, but don't take it right to the card edge. Okay, I don't run it right to the white. I want to see that teal on the side. Even top to bottom, we're going to have a nice big gap over here. So this is shifted over to the right. We're going flat with this. We're going to go flat with a few layers. So let's add that on. Okay. Even top to bottom and flush to the pattern paper so I see that foil. I think that's perfect. Okay. Now before we go to cut another piece of paper, we are going to take one of our flowers and we're going to glue it now. It'll just be easier. So we're going to take this pink flower here that was in our ephemera pack. And we are going to glue this flat. So I'm going to put a little glue on the back side. There we go. And the way I'm going to do it, let me put it on and then I'll show you. We are going to bring it like that. It's going to cover the corner, and you'll see that the leaves there are up in the top right corner. Okay, not a lot hanging over, just a little, and I want the leaves up in the top corner. So that is just glued flat, little bit hanging over the edge, not a lot. So go ahead and glue that in place. Then we're going to cut another piece of paper, our last paper for this card. Okay. And that is going to be using this floral paper. And we are going to cover up quite a bit. So, you know, do whatever works for you. However, if you want a certain spot, I don't overthink it too much. We're going to cut that. And like I said, you can cut it from wherever you like. So I'm going to take my floral and I'm going to take it to 3 inches to start with, which is kind of right in the middle, 3 inches. And then I'm going to trim it to 4.5. You know what, Doris? A lot of times, here's my little thing about it. I don't worry. I put it in my envelope. I do find that some of the envelopes I have a little bit of wiggle room. And then if it doesn't close all the way, I just put it down and I put a little washi tape on it. So sometimes it doesn't fold perfectly. Now, other times I make my own envelopes. I have an envelope board, so I make my own envelopes. And then other times I just use bigger size envelopes. I don't stress it. People are like, oh, I don't want my envelope to be too big. I don't stress it. I really don't. You know, you're giving a handmade card, so I don't worry about it. But sometimes when it is like that, you have options. If it bothers you, snip and snip. Some people do that. I like it to be outside, so I don't worry. Nope. Now, Kelly, I don't know what to tell you if the colors look different. I honestly don't know. These are the Clementine ones. And I do know that everybody's computer is calibrated at a different color. So, you know, sometimes that is what it is. But these are the Clementine ones that go with this line. Okay, so we have a little piece here of our florals. And we're going to glue this flat again, right like that. You know what? I think I'm going to trim mine down just a little. I am. I want to see a little bit more. I probably, let me double check my measurement. Maybe it's 4.25. Yeah, let's take it down now to 4.25. Sorry, I know I told you, put your trimmer away, but let's bring it in and let's just do a little bit more. Let's just take a little bit off. So now I have a piece that's 3 by 4.25. I think that's, yeah, that shows a bit more. And this is going to glue flat on top. Now it can go on top of the flower if you want, because nobody's going to see that. So we can do that totally. It's going to glue flat so that we have an even amount of the plaid at the top and the bottom. And then you're going to have a gap at the left side. And again, we are flush to the edge. I am going to see the foil, but no plaid on this side. Okay. Let's put it in. Yeah, sometimes the A6 will work. I think A6 though is 4 inches. So our cards are 4.25. I'm pretty sure A6 is 4 inches across. But definitely there are so many options out there. And sometimes, I'm going to tell you, sometimes if I'm giving a gift, I don't even put it into an envelope. If I'm hand delivering it, obviously, because it's part of the gift. So sometimes I just put it right on top. Okay, so that's what we should have now. Now we are just going to grab our ephemera and we are going to start decorating. Okay, so start decorating. Everybody got all of that. We are going to start with our flowers. So let's go to this big flower up here. And time to break out the foam tape. We're going to put some foam tape on it. So let's grab the foam tape. Okay. And I'm going to put some foam tape there and some foam tape there. That's probably all I really need. Okay. And I'm going to put this up in the corner. I think I'm going to put it right about there. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Okay, and because I don't need the stem and I'm not going to see the stem, I'm just going to cut it. Why not? Kelly, you can give us a call and we will make sure you get the right ones. I cannot say for sure because I'm not on the computer, but just give us a phone call. Okay, and I'm just going to toss that. Don't need it. Not at all. Actually, you know what? I don't even need that little bit here too. I'm just going to give it a little haircut because we're going to cover up. You know, you could always put that little leaf that you cut out. I'm always thinking, Could always stuff it in there, but I won't worry. Okay, next up, we've got that. We're going to take this die cut. This was in our sentiment pack. Looks like this, got a little scallop edge and a matchy of the top. And this one we are going to put some foam tape on it. Now I want to show you where we're going to put it because we are going to need to be cautious of our foam tape. This is where it's going to go. We are going to put it flush on the left side with the floral paper. So see this floral paper? We're going to line it up. And then kind of even top to bottom. Now, what you're going to notice when you hold it there, and this is why I like you to hold it, when you hold it there, you're going to notice that it's going to bump into that flower, right? Everybody see that? So up in that corner, we are not going to put foam tape. So if I hold it, grab it by my hand, see where my thumbs are, that is a no-go for foam tape. No foam tape. So sometimes you kind of need to do it that way. If you have the scallop at the top, okay, scallop at the top, when you flip it over, no foam tape in the bottom left. So I'm going to put foam tape on the right-hand side. I'm going to put some foam tape across the bottom. And I might just put a little bit of foam tape right here. Now I can always add more if I need to, but I would rather be cautious and not have too much in the way. So that's where it's going to go. And even on the floral paper top to bottom, yep, I'm going to add a little bit, flush on the left side with the floral paper, and then right here I see a little squishy, so now I can take a little bit of foam tape, little bit, and just slide it under, and that's perfect. So that's what it should look like. Excellent. Now we're going to go to the next one, which is this one right here. It is a little die cut that says collecting good moments. And we're going to glue this flat and again, flush to the left side like that. Now on the right side, I'm going to be sneaking some things underneath. So I'm not going to put any adhesive right down the right-hand side. I'm going to leave it a little bit open. Concentrate on the left and the middle. I can always go back and add. So that's what I've got. Okay, I've kind of avoided that side. Okay, once again, flush now with the left side, no border, and even top, even bottom. Just like that. Excellent. Okay. Now I'm going to take this that looks like a rosette. This one right here. And I'm going to glue it, but I'm going to tuck it underneath. It's going to glue right like that. See there? So I'm going to add a little bit of glue, and I'm also going to add a little bit of foam tape just on that side. So just a little piece. I'm going to put it right about there. So it will hold it there. I'm going to take a little bit of glue. Oops. Maybe a little bit more. I didn't open it enough. There. Ooh, now it's gushing. Okay. And I will slide this slightly under. That's why we didn't put glue there. And I'm going to come up. I'm going to move that foam tape up just a hair. There we go. I'm going to come right about like that. So it is fairly flush with the bottom of that last die cut we put on, and it goes to the edge of the card. It doesn't really stick over. I've got a little foam tape there just to secure it. Okay, we're going to keep on going. We still got just a few more goodies to do. So the next thing we're going to do is find this little tag. It is a teal, dark teal little tag. This is the next one we're going to use. I leave the hole in. So I personally have a little rule. It is a Deanna rule. It might not apply to you, of course. I will either poke the hole out and cover it, so put in some string, some twine, etc. Or if I don't, then I make sure that that hole stays in. You could, of course, put a rhinestone or a gem there as well, but that's just kind of my rule. And I did not tell you to bring any jute, but that would totally work if you wanted to. Now, a little thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slice off a hair off the bottom. I'm going to kind of go underneath those words a little bit closer. Now, when I say a hair, that's what I mean. Just a little bit. And I'll show you why in a sec. But it is just, you're just taking off an itty bitty amount. Okay? So, that, and I'll show you why I did that. When I put it on here in a minute, do you see how now it is sandwiched between the words at the top and the numbers at the bottom? I wanted to see those because those are pops of gold, and I really liked it. It kind of blocked it otherwise. Now we're going to put some foam tape on that tag. So let me grab some foam tape. And I am going to put one. So I've got my tag flipped over, upside down. The little points are facing me. One piece on the right-hand side. And on the left side, I am going to double my foam tape. Now, this is important because we do have a flower. I don't need as much as I just made, for sure. This just needs to be a little piece more so down at the bottom. So let me show you what I've done. I might add one more little piece because, you know, that's me. Let's put this one piece here. So let me show you here what I've done. We have our tag, and of course I flip it over. The little corners are facing me. They're on the bottom. I've got single on the right. I've got a little single at the top and double in the top corner. Okay, that is our craft math, so that when we put this on, and let's move it. It should come right above, let's say, the number 8-ish. It's going to look like that, and it should sit nice and flat now. Right above, right between like 8 and 9. Should be good. Okay, a couple more things, and then we're going to wrap this card up. We'll start card number 2. We're going to take our 2 tickets. One ticket there, and one ticket there. 2 little tickets. Okay, I'm going to start with the peachy colored ticket. Peachy colored ticket, little bit of glue, don't need a lot, just a little glue, and I'm going to slide it on an angle. Let me show you, like that. See again how it tucked underneath? That's good. All right, then I'm going to take this bottom one, and I know it's a little long, so I'm actually going to cut off the number 5 because I can use that somewhere, of course. So I'm just going to cut that slightly, glue again. I just shrunk it a bit, and I'm going to put it like that. Okay, so we have 2 tickets off to the side. We'll cover up the bottom in a minute so it doesn't look quite so weird. Trust me on that. And then they gave you a strip of postage. And these are not cut in half. They kind of look like they should be perforated, but they are not. So we're going to use this first one, and we're just going to cut it right in between. You can use your scissors if you like. We're just going to cut it, that first one. I'm not going to use these, so you can put these off to the side. We're just going to use this little green one. A dab of glue, literally a dab. And this one is going to go kind of behind the tickets. Okay, we're going to squish it in and behind that little rosette, just like that. So we have 2 tickets and the rosette. Okay. Now we have the word hello left. We're going to use that next. We also have this little butterfly. Let's just put this butterfly on so I don't lose it. A little side flying butterfly. And I am going to use my pop dots. Let's see, we'll use a big pop dot. You can just use foam tape if you wish. I like the pop dots for the added dimension. And I'm going to put it just right up here, right in that corner. Okay, so now we have the word hello, and that is going to go across like this. Now let me show you on mine, on the original, what I've done. I've come up a little bit on that tag. See right there? I've evened it side to side. It doesn't go edge to edge, so I evened it side to side. Right here under the HEL, we need single foam tape. Over here, we are going to need double foam tape. Otherwise, it's just going to be very slopey. We don't want that. So I'm going to hold it here like this so I know exactly where I'm going to put my foam tape. Actually, first thing I'll do, just to make it easy, is I'm just going to put 1 strip across the top and 1 strip across the bottom. Oops, I didn't put a long enough strip, silly. I want to show it to you nice and easy. Okay, so first thing I did is I just put foam tape all the way across the back. And that one's a smidge too long. I can see a little hair of it, so let's just get rid of that. Oh my gosh. Come on. There we go. Now, I'll hold it there. Oh, thank you, Joanne. I'm so happy. It's a super easy card, but the product is beautiful, which makes it really easy. Now, I'm going to take this, and on the end, we need to double it. So, now I have this. Oops, I'm sticking to foam tape. I have a 2 and a 2 and a 1 and a 1. Everybody see that? 2, 2, 1, 1. 2, 2, 1, 1. I'm going to come up a little bit from that teal tag. I'm going to even it side to side, and that is now going to cover up my ticket ends. I can still see a little teal underneath. And that card is good for birthdays, thinking of you, maybe even a get well card. It can be for anything. Maybe you're just saying hello. Hello, friend. Okay, card number 1 is done. Gosh, it's gorgeous colors. Done. How did it turn out for everybody? Look at that, 10:30 on the dot. That gives us half an hour for our next card. And a big thank you to everybody for supporting our crafty hours. We really, really appreciate it. I know Courtney and I put in a lot of thought in what we do for Crafty Hour, and we really appreciate all of the support and you guys buying our Crafty Hour kits. That is what keeps us going. So thank you again for that support. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. we are going live with another new one. And a little hint about that, we got special permission to release it early for you guys. So you're going to see it first here. And again, we appreciate that support. We have it value priced because we are actually giving you an embossing folder as well that you cannot buy anywhere. So Okay, next card is I have made a bajillion of these Z cards. And this one I decided I wanted to layer up some squares. All right, so that's what we're going to create with this one. Now, I mentioned in the homework video and in yesterday's Together at 2 that I'm going to be using this die. You can use whatever die you like. This is the one that I had Craft Addiction create for me. I told them exactly what I wanted and they created this. So of course I'm kind of partial to this one. I love the little dots around it. So that's the one I'm going to use. But as I mentioned in your homework, you can use any square. It can also be plain, as long as it is roughly that measurement. All right, so let's go over what I asked you to do for this card. I said a 5x5 card base, so I have that. 4 7/8 by 4 7/8 gold, I've got that. 2 that are 2 3/8 by 4 7/8, got that. Oh, thank you, Kelly. That means a lot to us. I really do. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you. That warms our heart. And that's, you know, that's part of being part of this community as well, helping each other, and sometimes just getting crafty, because sometimes we get lost and we don't set time aside. Or if you're like me, sometimes, you know, we have a little dry spell where maybe creativity isn't coming to us. Do I have the dies for sale? I should. I did not look before I came into this into the video room, but we should, Kelly. We can check for you. Okay, now I mentioned 2 of the squares. So of course this is the square I'm using, 2 of the squares. And I said that we need 2 gold pieces that fit in the square. Now I didn't tell you the size because you might be using a different white square than me. And I've already glued mine in. So if you haven't glued it in yet, go ahead and glue them on. Okay, so that is all the stuff that we needed for card number 2. And again, one more reminder, our Crafty Hours are on our Facebook page for 30 days. Then we have them on our YouTube. So you can watch them a year from now because they'll go onto our YouTube. And that is for both of our stores. So they'll be on our Facebook page for 30 days until Facebook kicks them off. And then, of course, we put them onto our YouTube. So if ever you're in one of those dry spells, grab your kit. We always make sure on the kit to put the date and what number it is. So if you find a kit in your stash and you're like, oh, I haven't done this yet, you can go to YouTube and you can plunk in that number. Okay, so we are going to make a Z fold, which is probably one of the easiest cards to make. Okay, so what we're going to do is take our card and open it up. And this is a 5x5 card, so on one side only, we are going to score it in half. Now, if you don't have your scoring blade, you can just fold it back. The fold is going to be 2 1/2 because that is the halfway. 2 1/2. Now, you could get the same look by cutting this part if you want. You can totally just take this portion off. That's always an option. We're going to make it a traditional Z fold. So now I have an extra fold that's 2 1/2. I'm going to fold that back and I'm going to give it a really good score. Okay, and I'm also going to rescore. Just give it a good burnish. And that is how your card is going to be. Okay, that fold gives you a lot of different options, right? We can also have, I've seen cards that go like this. We can also have it flip the other way for an easel card. So we're just going to make it a simple Z card. Now, just to get all these pieces out of the way, we're going to start gluing them on. So if I open my card right up, we're going to put the gold inside and we're going to put the 2 gold strips inside. So open your card right up and let's glue all those pieces down. Then we will start cutting some paper. It's a little trickier with the 6x6 paper. You got to think out your plan, think out your patterns. If you use 12x12 or 8x8 for this, you have a little bit more options, even a 6x8. There was one card I really wanted to do this time, but I decided to hold off until Maker Mania. I'm going to do it on Maker Mania with a 12x12. So if you're in Maker Mania, we will have a fun fold card for you. Okay. Oops, I've got glue on my fingers. What's new? Okay. So making sure you do not cover those folds. That's what we have. Okay, we'll let that dry. All right. Now there's two papers I'm going to get you to pull. What the heck? I got a little fluffy on my desk. First paper is the wood grain paper. You'll see nice, we get 2 sheets of each. So you have the wood grain paper, and then we're going to do this bumblebee paper, which I love. Little gold bumblebees. Absolutely gorgeous. So those are the only 2 from our pad. And then, of course, we have this leftover. So that is the next one we're going to use as well. Okay, so we've got wood and the beam. We're going to start with the wood paper. And we're just going to cut a square out of the wood paper. 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, it doesn't matter to me where you cut it from at this point. 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. Now, I like my wood to go sideways, so I'm going to glue it on like that. That's just my preference. If you like the wood to go up and down, I don't think it's going to make a difference. It's totally what you like. Sometimes it makes a difference. With this card, not so much. It is gorgeous paper. I love it. And you get 40 sheets, right? So 20 different styles. So you can remake these cards in many different patterns. And you get 2 of each. You could take this bumblebee all the way across. But for that, you'd need 2 sheets. And I did not want to get into Courtney's because I'm guessing she likes that paper as much as me. So we each get 1 sheet. All right. So I'm just going to glue that like that. Perfect. Now I want you to go to the bumblebee paper. Bumblebee paper. Ooh, this one's so gorgeous. Now we're going to cut this bumblebee paper together because there is a special way I want you to cut it. Okay, so that we get the exact amount that we need. So we're going to take the bumblebee and we're going to turn it sideways. Okay, so their heads, this is the top. Okay, we're going to take the top into the trimmer and we're going to cut off the bottom. So we are cutting off the bottom, whichever way you want to. I know some people do it opposite. The point is we're cutting off the bottom. We're taking the top to 4 3/4. Now, for me, I don't always like to cut a bumblebee. So I can see that on my top, I have a little bit wider border. So you know what? I'm going to change what I'm going to do because now when I look at the bottom, I see I don't have that border. So I'm going to take the bottom to 4 3/4. I'm going to look. That is perfect. If I take the bottom, you can see I'm going to get full bumblebees. Now that might not bother you, okay? But why cut a bee in half if we don't have to? So I'm telling you opposite. Take the bottom to 4 3/4, cut off the top, and look at that. I get a full bumblebee at top, and I get a full bumblebee at the bottom. Of course, I'm going to keep this. This is fantastic right here. It is a nice strip of that. So I'm going to keep that. Oof, that's a good one. So I took the bottom. Let me show you the bottom. Those bumblebee butts are sitting on 4 3/4. I've cut off the top. And now I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are each 2 1/4. I need 2 pieces for both of my panels. So let's go to 2 1/4 and cut. And then I'm going to slide it over. I'm going to go to 2 1/4 and I'm going to cut. So I have that left over. So both of these pieces are 2 1/4 wide by 4 3/4. They should fit, no problem. Right on there. Ah, look how beautiful that looks. One there. And let me grab the other one. That one will go there. So glue those into place. Okay, they're 2 1/4 wide. 4 3/4 long. And again, if it doesn't matter to you about the beads at the top and the bottom, don't stress it then. Okay, I'm going to put one right there. And I'm going to put one right there. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. We have one more paper to cut. Okay. Now, your gold might be a little bit different because your square might be a little different. What I'm going to do is from this, I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are going to fit inside, just like that. Now, depending on what you use size-wise, if that is not looking good, like maybe you have too much gold, you can, let me go into here, you can go into your pattern papers and you can choose a different one. And this is the one that I would choose right here. So for me, it works perfectly, as you can see, but if your squares were slightly bigger, you might need to use this, it's kind of a geometric pattern. It'll totally work. It's the same color scheme. So I just want to give you those options. I need this square to be 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, but there's a big but there. That is because that works for mine. So measure yours and see what will work. This paper, I already know, is 2 3/4. So I'm just going to cut 2 squares out of it. But if you're like, oh no, I need a 3-inch piece, this is going to look maybe too small. So then go to your papers and grab that one. Okay, so I'm going to tell you if you're using mine, that is the right size. If you are using a different square, you guys are creative. You can use a different paper and a different size. Mine is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Let's hold that up. Perfect. I get gold all the way around that one. Let's try the second one. Perfect. Gold all the way around there. Once I've got that, I'm just going to glue them together. Okay. Little glue there. And a little glue there. And then I'll just give you maybe a minute extra so that you can get your papers cut. Because from this point on, all the papers are done. We're just going to start decorating. That's all we got left to do. Grab our foam tape and start decorating. Excellent. Don't need our papers anymore. We are done cutting. Done cutting. And like I said, you guys have a lot of extra product left over. So if you guys want to get creative with the others, make sure to post them in our Crafty Hour creations. We would love, love, love to see your cards. There's a lot here. You guys could probably make, I'll go out on a limb and say probably another 15 to 20 cards. No problem. No problem. Okay, we're going to do the inside first. So I'm going to put one of these away. I'm just going to work with one of them first. And these are going to be going on a diagonal. Both of them are going to be going on a diagonal. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put one piece right down the middle. And on the sides, I don't want to go right to the edges because I'm going to put a few flowers underneath. So I'm just going to kind of do like this. Okay, again, I can always go back and add foam tape if I need to. So put it on a diagonal and then one big piece right down the middle, small piece on the side. Don't come right to the edge because we're going to put some under. And when I put this down, very, very carefully, we are not going to press it down yet. We're just going to place it. So if I need to pull it up, this foam tape's pretty good, I can do that. So right in the middle, just like that. Don't do it too push down too much, but right in the middle. It's just going to fit in the middle, which is why I chose that size. The gold border, I should have trimmed it a little bit, but that's okay. Okay. Now we're going to go to our flowers. And did I tell you not to pull one of them? Ooh, we might need, oh no, I know what I did. Okay, so I want you to find these two die cuts. We have this one that's got these cans, and then we have this white one. Those are the two I had you pull. And we're gonna start with the cans, and I know you might think I'm crazy, but we're gonna cut right at the top, right underneath those flowers. Now, I can still use this somewhere, not a problem, right? We can always tuck it, not here, but you know what I mean. We can always tuck it underneath something. So I'm going to put this bottom away, and we are going to use these flowers. All right, and I am going to put a little bit of glue on the back, just like that. And I'm going to slide it underneath like that. Okay. So I had room, no problem, to slide it under, and it's glued flat. So when I close it and we have our other one on there, we're just going to see it kind of peeking out, and it'll help balance this heavy part over here. Now for the top, I'm kind of going to do the same. I'm going to cut just above those green, nope. I'm going to cut like that. Don't do what I do. I'm going to cut kind of like that. Don't, just go straight across. Okay, just go straight across. Because what we're going to do, we're just getting the flower gone. We're going to glue this like that up in the top corner. Okay, you can do yours whichever way. Mine's going to kind of go like that. I will save this for another place. This one I got cut a little crooked, but that's okay. We're not going to see the bottom. Ooh, way too much glue. Okay, and you just have poking out what you want, but I'm going to tell you a little, be careful. Don't make sure, keep it away from that crease there where that fold is, because if you have it right on that crease, when you go to fold it, it's going to get in the way. That happened to me on my first card. I wasn't thinking very clearly, and it was just not in the right place. Now for the top here, I chose to use this little one that says, "The sweetest days are the ones that celebrate you," which is a good one for a birthday, maybe even a graduation. You don't have to do this. Okay, you do not have to do this. You can totally just leave this blank. You could put a little piece of white paper there and write something yourself. You do not need to put this on, but if you would like to, I'm going to glue it flat. No foam tape on it. And way too much glue again. There we go. June, this is the one that I was mentioning at the beginning of class that we are using. This is the one I designed for Craft Addiction. It is the Fancy Scallop. But as I mentioned during class, you can use all kinds of different ones. Okay, so the inside, we are done. So let's close that, and this is what we have. Okay, I'm going to bring this over, and I'm going to close that. Now, grab your other square, and we are going to put it like this. So you can see here that these are going to layer up. I love that look. Okay, so when this is closed, it layers up. And you can choose to go way more over or closer. It's your call, wherever you want it. Now, as you can see with this, if I'm going to put it here, I am not going to put foam tape on the right. I'm just going to put some foam tape down the middle and maybe an extra piece on the left. Again, we're going to put some florals under. So I don't want to completely cover it with foam tape. So once again, on a diagonal, one big piece right down the middle, just like that. And then I'm going to put another piece to the edge here. That's all I want. Don't put any on the right side. Close this and line it up to what you want to see. Do I want to see it like that? Yeah. Okay. So that's how I have mine. Okay, so then it's going to look like that. And when you open it and stand it up, it looks really pretty too. I love that lace edge. And those dies that I made, they come in circles, squares, and rectangles. I do not have them in ovals because I don't use ovals a lot. So I told them, don't make them in ovals. Just give me the square, rectangle, and circle. Please. They're my favorites. Okay, now it is time to finish our decorating. So we're going to go to this other floral right here. It's got a little bumblebee on it in gold. Okay, this is the next one we're going to use. And what we're going to do to cut this one, okay, we're going to come down here by the yellow. So have a look at mine. I'm going to go like that. I think that's good. Just like that. I'll hold this up here so you can see, so you can cut it exactly the same way. Okay. We're going to take the left side, which is the side with the bee. Little dab of glue. Oh my gosh, way too much glue. And I'm going to slide it underneath, kind of like that, up in the top corner. Going to take the bottom piece, add a little bit of glue, and I'm going to put that one down in this corner. Just like that. So half the flower is up here, half the flower is down there. Okay, let's take all these other die cuts because we're going to work with them all together. Get them all ready. Okay. So we are going to create a little collage for the top. Are we ready? We're going to take our card. Now we're not going to see the words, so don't stress it, but we're going to start with our card, holding on to it in our hand. Then we're going to take our ticket next. Gonna put it kind of like that. Then we're going to take our domino and I'm gonna put it kind of like that. You know what I'm gonna do? So here's one thing I don't like. Let me show you why I'm gonna do it, because then you'll kind of understand. I want these to be the same height, but I don't like seeing that playing card behind. Do you see that right here? So I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm just gonna cut it because nobody's gonna see it. And then this one I'm gonna drop down and it's gonna be like that. Maybe I'll spread them out a little. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So once I'm happy with it, and I'm happy with it like this, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue between the layers. Okay. Just a little. I don't need to totally glue every little bit. All right. Now I'm going to put foam tape on the back of this. And once again, I am only going to kind of keep it in the middle. Don't take it right to the edge because we are going to put some of the leaf under it. So I'm going to put a piece here. And let's do a piece here and a piece here. That should be fine. I have a little bit of glue there, just like that. Okay. Ooh, Julie, you got home quick. I saw you just leave. Okay, so we have the 3 that we've just fanned it out, and we're going to put it at the top. Okay, it's going to kind of go like that. Now notice I'm not pressing down again because I may move it. There's a very good chance that I'm going to move it in a minute. All right. So those are just fanned like a deck of cards. Now we're going to take the bingo card. Oh, there were so many good die cuts in here that I kept finding. I love the graph one, that half ruler. Oh my gosh. Reminds me of my geometry set. This is going to be flat, and we're going to put it kind of opposite like that. So it's going right under that diamond, that ace of diamonds. It's flat. Okay, couple more. We're going to end right on time. Oh my gosh. We're going to take our typewriter. Of course, you know I love an old typewriter. I think I have 4. I think I have 4 old typewriters now. We're going to put some foam tape on it. And we're going to cover up the bottom of the bingo card and the domino, just like that. And that says, a good life is made in little moments. Now the last thing I did is we're going to take this gold foil fern, and we're not cutting it in half. Nope, we are not. We are going to cut it like that. You might be like, what the heck, Deanna? Just trust me. Okay, just like that. Not in half, I know. You're like, what? We're going to take the big side, a tad bit of glue, and we're going to put it underneath this whole collage, flat. And then this one down here, and take it, and we're going to put it kind of behind the typewriter like that. Okay, and that card is finished. We did it right on time. I love it. So again, if I were to use the butterfly embellishments, I would probably add one of these really soft, pretty butterflies. You could also add a bow. Over here, I would probably add the blue butterfly because they are so soft in color. And then when it stands up, it's really, really pretty. I just think we've decorated it up. Love those diamonds on there. And of course, you could do those in different shapes as well if you wish, but the diamonds just work really well. All right, that is it for Crafty Hour. Now, before you leave, I was talking to Jen yesterday. Jen's going to be doing the next Crafty Hour in a few weeks, and she had a sneak peek for me. So I told her I would love to show it. I know that we are running low on these last Crafty Hour kits. They are using the new Arden line that is called Garden Chronicles. So if you have not picked up the next one, we do have a few left. And Jen has one that looks like a gatefold, but does not. Yes, June, that is this Crafty Hour right here using the line Clementine. And when you buy the Crafty Hour kit, you get the full paper pad, which has 40 papers in it, and you get 2 die cut packs that has 148 die cuts. So this is coming up with Jen in a few weeks. So if you haven't signed up for this one, please make sure to give us a call and we will get you signed up. And then don't forget, Courtney is going to be doing her Crafty Hour a little bit earlier now throughout the summer. So she is going to be 3 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. her time. That is on Scrapbook and Memories Facebook page. And then, of course, later it will be up on her YouTube as well. And we have Leslie doing a video at 2 o'clock showing you lawn fawn. So if you are a lawn fawn addict, tune in at 2. It's probably only going to be about half an hour. I told her to make sure that it was all done up so you guys can get started with your Crafty Hour afterwards. But she's got some great card samples that she's made, so I hope that you do get it. Oh, I'm so glad you got to do it, Laurel. They're fun, right? They're really pretty. And you have so many papers and die cuts that you can create even more cards. So thanks for joining me, Deanna at Clipper Street, and we will see you later. Don't forget, tomorrow, brand new. You got to be here, 9 a.m. They're going to go fast. See you soon. Bye-bye.